Next at 10, the latest data from the Centers for Disease Control says over the course of a year, there are nearly 2.5 million ER visits for falls alone.
And this as the baby boomer population celebrates more and more birthdays. The night team's Danica Lewis dives into the stats for us tonight. Danica?
Well, Eric and Michelle, the estimated medical cost for falls in 2012 alone would be around $30 billion now, according to the CDC, if you factor in inflation. Falls are now the leading cause of injury among the elderly, fatal or not. At the very least, the physical and emotional trauma linked to falls is something that's stripping more older adults than ever before of their independence.
Kind of in the iffy stage.
At a certain age.
And they exercise us a lot.
Each move becomes a roll of the dice.
Every once in a while, we have to take a rest.
Charlene Armstrong has a knack for knocking down numbers.
I fell 12 times before they got me into a nursing home.
Down a dozen times.
You don't want 12.
Before the wheelchair.
That's why I'm here.
They maybe aren't invincible like we all like to think that we are.
Kathy Unmuth is a physical therapist at St. Clair Meadows, a place where patients are living longer and are more active than ever.
Older people are in more situations where the potential for falls is there.
Sometimes the fear of falling again keeps you down as much as a hip fracture.
They don't necessarily always have that recognition that they're not as safe as they were before. That can be very challenging.
We just want to be safe.
Which is why Bruce Hutler, director of rehab services, makes sure there's nothing to trip over.
We tried to make that as flat as possible.
Something to hold on to.
There's grab bars on both sides.
And always.
They've got a seat here.
A comfortable spot.
Down, but once you have that first fall, boy, it's just kind of an eye-opener of I either need to change things or I'm really afraid of doing it again.
You gotta get it better, Bill.
If Charlene can teach us anything.
No, shake again.
Even when the numbers aren't in your favor, when you fall, you find some way to get back up.
Move it or lose it, they say.
Move it or lose it. Well, there are far more people playing than falling at the facility you just saw, which averaged little more than one fall annually over the past couple of years. But the latest national data says less than half of those who actually experience a spill report it to healthcare providers. When the folks at St. Clair Meadows discharge someone after a fall, they will often go through that person's home, checking for how safe and accessible it actually is.
Now, another thing to keep in mind as the cold weather arrives, get ice on the
yeah.
ground. Danica, thank you very much.